can't stop in this. And next thing I know, it's like, here's the impact. Boom!
Weather's gonna get really bad, throughout the day, and temperature's gonna drop. You sure you don't want to be anywhere warmer?
And here in the hills, we just sort of learn to just stay put when the ice is around and venture out when it's safe.
Right now at 11, round 2 of a major winter storm is now moving up the valley as we remain under a weather impact alert, tracking treacherous conditions on our roads. And now with snow already blanketing the Portland metro, the new and imminent threat of freezing rain. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Malko.
And I'm Christine Pitawanich. We are taking a live look outside right now from our Wells Fargo Skycam. About 32 degrees here at 11 o'clock. We have live team coverage. But first, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Matt Safino, keeping an eye on this second part of the winter storm. Hey, Matt.
Yeah, it's kind of played out the way we thought it would, with the snow, then the break, and now this freezing rain and sleet falling across the metro area. In fact, that is sleet, 32 degrees. That's at the airport. Still an east wind, but it's backed off a lot. The wind chill 24. Let's go up to the Oregon Zoo. Same deal. You can see precipitation in the air. That's either sleet or maybe snow is beginning to mix back in. Reporting sleet, 27 degrees there, and the winds, of course, are a lot lighter. But that's what we're dealing with. Freezing rain and sleet over the area right now. Everybody's dropped into the upper 20s. Nobody's super cold. Still 32 in Hillsborough and at the airport, 33 in Vancouver, but just about everybody is at or below freezing. Temperatures will drop maybe a couple more degrees overnight tonight. 34 in Salem, 31 in Corvallis. Interestingly enough, that 34 at the Salem airport, that's the only place around Salem that's above freezing. I checked a bunch of other temperatures and thermometers there, and everybody else is below freezing. So we'll continue the weather impact alert till about 10 a.m. tomorrow. Slick roads, schools are closed. Stay off the roads if possible. Stay home until things begin to melt, which will happen as we go into the afternoon hours tomorrow. But right now on Doppler radar, you can see this mixture, that salmon color, freezing rain. This is a mix, and then even some snow working its way back in right now. And that will become the predominant precipitation type late tonight and tomorrow morning. It will be snow as cooler air aloft begins to work its way back in. So in a way, that's a good thing. But I know that windshields, surfaces are getting iced up and glazed over right now outside. I've seen it in our own parking lot. That will end and transition back to snow, and by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, nearly 2 inches of snow falling on top of what's already out there right now. So again, the roads are going to be a mess in the morning. They're getting worse right now because of the sleet and the freezing rain that we're getting. Then we get the 1 to 2 inches of snow to top off the ice in the morning. But melting should begin tomorrow afternoon. Now, coming up, we'll take a look at how much snow has fallen. We'll break down the timeline for you and let you know what comes up for your weekend. Guys?
Hey, looking forward to that. A good reminder, though, that this is not over yet. Thank you, Matt. Let's bring in Evan Watson now live in Troutdale.
So, Evan, this is really the story of the day, a major crash involving at least 24 cars and trucks that shut down part of I-84 in the gorge for hours. So what does it look like where you're at right now?
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Currently, this is very light precipitation, but it's the winds that have that effect when you're out here near the Troutdale area entering into the gorge. And I can tell you that I-84, when you travel on it currently right now, in just the last 30 minutes, as we did just to check it out, you can tell it's been treated, but it is still a little slick, and the expectation is that may worsen overnight as more comes down with this winter weather. And you don't have to look far to see the effects of what it looks like when even just one person slips up on the road, as we saw earlier today.
Out of nowhere, this van just comes behind me and just rear ends me.
I don't understand why they're not wearing chains.
I'm pretty darn lucky.
It was a scary moment.
Snow, ice, and whiteout conditions caused major pileups on Oregon and Washington highways. Cars and trucks sliding on the roads and crashing into each other, causing chain reactions.
He hits his brakes, and then of course he's going sideways because you can't stop in this. And then next thing you know, he's piled up with everybody, and here I come. And then I launched right into the back of him.
On I-84 in the gorge, emergency crews pulled drivers and passengers from their crumpled cars. One SUV in the crash caught on fire. North of the Columbia, Washington State Patrol responded to 95 crashes in southwest Washington. Asa Williams looked out at the mess on I-5 just moments after he was rear-ended on a city street.
Just don't go fast. Don't stomp on the gas. Feather the brakes. Don't lock them up. Little stuff.
Transportation agencies warn that road conditions could worsen again.
I thought I was okay because I was on the shoulder already, but somehow I ended up getting hit.
Officials say no one died in the I-84 pileup, but multiple people were injured. With these current road conditions, if you needed to slam on the brakes, most cars would probably slide a little bit because of that. Of course, the recommendation is don't test it unless you absolutely have to. Back to you.
Yeah, that's a good recommendation, and all that video giving a real sense of the mess on the roads and the highways in our area. Evan Watson in Troutdale. Thank you, Evan. Let's bring in Alma McCarty now in Salem.
And Alma, Salem was one of the first spots to see some snow and then some freezing rain. Walk us through what you've seen over the last few hours there.
Yeah, Christine, David, I would say that we've probably seen less precipitation than maybe we expected earlier in the evening within the city. There has been rain, however, don't get me wrong, but it's been pretty light and it's been pretty sporadic. Right now, it's really misting out here, but it's really not enough to create any sort of an issue out on the roads. That being said, however, we are in one of the neighborhoods just north of the city. I'm on Spruce Street Northeast, and what I can tell you is everything that is on the roads, all of this snow and all of this slush, it has since frozen over, and it is now a very, very icy mess. Again, this was expected for the city. We are near some of the more secondary roads, secondary snow routes, but this really is not the city's priority right now. What with the more than 550 miles of streets within city limits. Now, several hours ago now, this is how streets looked around the Capitol this afternoon. Not too difficult for the occasional driver to get through, with more slush and snow than slick ice. It was a lot warmer then too. A combination of de-icer and a fair bit of traffic helped break up some of the accumulation on the roads throughout the day. Then later on in the evening, although major roadways were wet with some snow piled up on the shoulders, they were more than passable, with even fewer problems on the interstate through Salem and up towards Kaiser. But with more winter weather expected overnight, we checked in with the experts here. The manager overseeing the roads, Brandon Klukas, who has worked for the city for more than 2 decades.
I would anticipate in some of the other elevations or roads that don't get as much traffic, areas that the plows can't get to or other vehicles, you're going to see icy conditions. Could be very treacherous, especially when the rain starts to come in and it gets on top of that ice pack. It's going to be very slippery.
Now, his crews have been on this ahead of the storm. They're going to be out and about throughout it, and they will stay on till the very end, doing 12 on, 12 off sort of shifts. Plowing, though, that's going to happen, of course, first on the primary roads and on hilly roads before they move over to the secondary roads, really as expected. David, Christine, back to you.
Yeah, we appreciate the road crews, the utility crews, you, Evan, and our photographers and teams out there in the cold. Thank you, Alma. Speaking of the cold, let's head to Sylvan Hill and Catherine Cook.
Catherine, lots of people will be waking up tomorrow morning wondering how those highways and roads are looking. But for now, at least, how are the conditions where you are?
Well, guys, a lot of people look to Sylvan Hill for what might be in store for the coming hours. In fact, take a look behind us. You can see crews. They're coming right around here, moving snow, laying down de-icer, ODOT plows we've seen come through here. And traffic is really moving at a pretty good clip now, but I can tell you things are starting to ice up. And the real story is within the last 10 minutes or so, the freezing rain has really started to come down. I want to show you some video that we shot just in the last half hour of the changing conditions. There you go. There's the crew right there. Thanks for everything you guys are doing out there, ODOT, PBOT. Yeah, so this video in the last half an hour or so, changing conditions. In the meantime, I want to share some information with you as well. The city is asking that anyone who can work from home tomorrow does so and stay off the roads. They're expecting a lot of places to be especially slick, including at these higher elevations. Another tough spot is east of 205. Basically, the closer to the gorge you get, the more impact you're going to feel from those frigid gorge winds, icing everything over. A TriMet is an option for folks who have to travel, but even they're urging people to stay home if possible. If you do take TriMet, expect delays system-wide. Buses are using heavy-duty chains and can't travel faster than 25 miles an hour. TriMet also says it will run trains all night to prevent ice from building up on overhead wires. And also they're asking people to really bundle up because the spots between bus stops and your home, they're going to be frigid, extremely cold tomorrow. So again, really the takeaway from all of this is if you can stay home tomorrow, one more day on Friday, it's best to do so. Christine and David, will send it back to you.
Yeah, no reason to let in that false sense of security. Thank you so much, Catherine.
Can't say it enough. Okay, from the roads to our runways, where the storm has already had a significant impact on travelers at PDX.
Yeah, dozens of flights were either canceled or delayed beginning early in the morning and through the evening. Many planes needed extra de-icing on the tarmac before taking off, and crews were on standby just in case. For many people, though, trying to get home, well, it all made for a really long day.
My biggest concern is we have 3 little ones at home and they were so excited to see us. So hopefully they won't have to stay up too late waiting for us. But yeah, we're used to it in Salt Lake. And I guess we're going from bad weather here to worse over there from what we hear. So.
And with the potential for more dicey conditions, especially with the freezing rain that's falling now, Port of Portland officials hope travelers check their flight status before they head to the airport. All you have to do is go to flypdx.com for the latest cancellations and delays.
I mean, she said it with a smile, though, bad to worse, right?
Yeah.
Once again, most major school districts are going to be closed tomorrow. Portland Public, Beaverton, Salem Kaiser, just a few on a long and growing list. Tiger, Tualatin, Hillsborough schools, you are on that as well.
And in Clark County, we are seeing a lot of late starts, including Vancouver, Evergreen, Camas, and Battleground. The full list is in red, scrolling alphabetically at the bottom of your screen. We also have a link to the list of closures at our website, kgw.com.